Hello my friends, Kenny, PittsburghOil.com. I'm here in my garage, a little chilly. It's a Shop Small Saturday, so I hope you guys have done that today. I just wanted to go over a few things that have been driving me nuts. I had a friend that is talking about Dexos. Now, I'm not a GM fan, I just want to throw that out there, but I don't mind the GM products. The people at GM have done a great way of rebounding the company, and for all you people that love GM, kudos to you. It's just not my company of choice, and I could go into that in a personal video, but today I just want to talk about Dexos and what it means for you. So Dexos was a good thing when it came out. It had good intentions to make better synthetic oils for your vehicle so you didn't have as many issues. Now, starting 2019, we're going to have more issues with vehicles from LSPI, low speed pre-ignition. You could do more research on that, or ask me for more information below. Amsoil has a really good video on LSPI and what it does to engines. Basically, it's super knock at low RPM and it blows up pistons, and it's terrible for engines, and it's a known issue because of the CAFE standards. CAFE is the way that the government is trying to get vehicles to have better fuel mileage and lower emissions. And they should be going off just lower emissions, but they go after fuel mileage, which is kind of bonkers, but that's what we do here. So I want to go over the whole Dexos philosophy, if you ask me. As a person in the industry that makes my living by selling lubricants and providing for my customers, I just want you all to know my personal feelings on it. After many, many years of selling lubricants, this is just how I personally feel. So GM Dexos on there, these are just notes for me to go off of. It was good. It made better oils at first. Here is a 2018 Chevy Silverado PDF right off of GM's website for the specification of the oil for a new Chevy truck. It says specification: use full synthetic engine oils that meet the Dexos 1 specification, period. Done deal. Here's Amsoil OE, factory change interval, 530, typical weight for Chevys. Now they're going to 520s, but here's a 530. If you're driving a Chevy, typically you'd be using a 530. No GM, there's the Dexos label. It is not on the front, it is not on the back, but the spec is there. It says GM Dexos 1 Gen 2 is the spec. So it's on there, and it has 3 different specs. That's our factory change interval oil. It's really good value price, really good full synthetic. Amsoil only does full synthetics. We don't deal with the cheap stuff. XL, we call this our boosted line, just because it has a little bit better engine protection. 12,000 miles or 1 year motor oil. Again, no Dexos label on the front or the back, but it has the Dexos spec. So it is approved to use in GM vehicles. Signature series, up to 25,000 miles or 1 year. That's crazy, up to 25,000 miles or 1 year. I have used this in all my vehicles over 25,000 miles or 1 year, because if I'm gonna blow something up, I want to be the first to know. I just used this in my Subaru, had over, I think, 32,000 miles on it. Did oil analysis. The car has 65,000 miles, and I still have break-in additive is still showing up on the oil analysis. I've only done 3 oil changes on the car. I'm purposely trying to blow it up for experiment for you guys, but it's still fine. Doesn't use a drop of oil either. Most Subarus do. 25,000 mile or 1 year. No GM Dexos label on it, but it does have the spec is listed there. You can use the Amsoil products for your GM vehicles. Done deal. It's there. You can use it. It's perfectly fine. Now, the added extra mileage might not fall under the GM warranty, but it falls under Amsoil's warranty. We have a warranty on our product. You can look it up. Amsoil.com/warranty. It's there. You can see it. So, on to what Dexos has done. Made oils better, but it also made them way more expensive by a logo. So back in the day, especially for you guys if you race motorcycles, dirt bikes, ATVs, any of that stuff, they would always have, you must use our oil. or it's not warranted. Well, come to find out, that was against the law. Magnuson-Moss Act, Federal Trade Commission, you can look it up, ftc.gov, it's there. I'm not here to dupe anybody, I'm telling you all the truth. So the way around it was Dexos. So this is real, this is genius, if you ask me. So if you look underneath there, it says, use full synthetic oils that meet Dexos 1 spec. Engine oils that have been approved by GM as meeting the Dexos 1 specification are marked with the Dexos 1 approved logo that looks like such. And then it says caution, real big, bigger than anything other than the logo, caution, failure to use the recommended engine oil or equivalent can result in engine damage not covered by the vehicle warranty. It's a purpose scare tactic. If you look, GM Dexos, they used a logo and a language to trick you. Those are just my notes, so I remember. So they're trying to trick you. The intent to get you to buy a product, if you ask me, is extremely, they're putting a logo there, they're trying to get you to buy their product. And it doesn't have to be a GM product. It could be any other brand oil that has paid for the logo. They have to pay an upfront fee, and they have to pay a royalty. You guys ever watch Shark Tank? Mr. Wonderful, he's always on there. I want the royalty deal. You're gonna pay me this and that, for the life of the product. This is what GM did. It's brilliant, but man, is it just it's just nasty, if you ask me. So notice that there's no longer the API Starburst, the ILSAC recommendations. They took that all off to put their logo in. Now, they can't recommend you use GM's oil because that would be against the Magnuson-Moss law. But they can make you use a Dexos approved logoed oil or Dexos approved oil that meets the spec. But they're trying to get you to use one that has a logo on it. So that's the intent, if you ask me, to get you to buy product that you didn't need to help them make more money with that logo. They're using the logo as a way around the law. So these guys are able to boss their way right in to the government and basically say, we know that we're gonna beat the Magnuson-Moss Act law from the Federal Trade Commission by making a logo and making a way around everything. It's, if you ask me, it is the best way to get more of your money. It's crazy. So this is the way they do it. The logo, to get it on a bottle, you could go look it up. Try and find it, GM Dexos logo. To buy the logo, you have to pay for them up front. Then you have to give them your proprietary business information. You have to tell them what's in each one of your bottles. And anytime it changes, you have to update it so they can make sure it still meets their spec. Their spec isn't all that other than it's full synthetic and has some extra, has a little bit of extra additives in it to keep it clean so it doesn't have low speed pre-ignition. It just keeps the oil clean from burning around the piston rings. That's all it really does. If you look at the spec, you can figure it all out. It's there. Do oil analysis, guys. You can get it. I have it. So, if you ask me, Amsoil has done this, or Dexos has done this to go right after everyone's wallet share. And if you ask me, as a lubricants dealer, this is my business. This is how I provide for my family. This is a direct attack on the product that I sell. This is how I make my living in any other manufacturer out there. So what if you want to go to a Quick Lube and a Quick Lube puts in cheap oil, but they might service GM vehicles? Well, that Quick Lube has to buy, a 530 that has Dexos approved label on it. What if you want a Ford or a Dodge or any other manufacturer? You're paying for the Dexos label, which is 40 cents more a gallon. Did you notice just in 2018, there was 3 increases in price for oil, for lubricants. Most manufacturers had 3 increases, up to 12 to 15% in 1 year in increases, because lawyers were doing stuff like this to make more money for the company. Not for each individual company, but for GM with their Dexos label. Now, if you have a GM vehicle, great for you. I don't. I would probably never own a GM vehicle just because, if you ask me, this is robbery. That's just my personal feeling. To demand that I buy a special product that is there benefit to it if it has the Dexos logo, I would say Amsoil products could beat any one of those products with the Dexos logo. Personally, I buy a better product already, but I don't have to buy a product that has a logo on it just so you can get fat and rich. That's just not the way I buy things. To me, I don't want to support huge business. Like I said, it's Small Business Saturday while I'm making this video. Yeah, it's late at night and I'm starting to freeze my toes off because there's no heat in my garage. I'm here to help my customers. I'm a small business owner. I don't see anyone talking about this sort of stuff, especially on a holiday weekend. But I just want you guys to know that this kind of stuff happens, and it's a way to trick you into doing certain things. So, I already talked about there's the increases in price just for the logo. All the brands are going through this, and if you buy, if you're a different manufacturer and you buy an oil that has a Dexos logo on it, you're supplying GM whether you like it or not. So if you have a Ford and you hate GM and you're the kind of guy that doesn't want to give GM a lick of salt, well, if you buy a product that has Dexos sticker on it, you gave them money whether you like it or not. Just letting you guys know. And then Amsoil has these products. The spec is on it. By law, they can't put the spec on here if it doesn't meet the GM spec. So every spec that's listed on here, Amsoil meets it. They're not going to lie to you. They can't. It's against the law. They'll go to jail for it, have their product removed. So people are saying, oh, well, it meets this spec, that spec, and look online. I had a guy fighting with me for 2 hours over this. I have some personal issues with some other bigger things than having to fight over the oil, but this does affect me personally also because it's taking directly from my family's income, that you're gonna bash my product that I sell because it doesn't have a logo on it, when right on the back of it, it has it, that it has the spec in it. It doesn't have the approval sticker that they have to pay 40 cents a gallon for and a big upfront fee, but it has the spec. By law, they can't put the spec there if it doesn't meet the spec. Plain and simple. And I just want you guys to know that if you buy Amsoil from me, I'm here for you no matter what. So if you have an issue, let me know. And I will say, if you have a GM that has the active fuel management and use the Amsoil, especially for the guys that are driving with the active fuel management that goes to 4-cylinder mode in some of the older trucks and bigger vehicles, they suck in oil because they shut the valves off. So be careful, especially if you're going with any oil brand. You might see that you have crazy consumption. This is another thing that I just don't like GM for, because they never put out a service bulletin to people to say, hey, look, we know when your truck goes into 4-cylinder mode on the highway, it's going to suck in oil, and we're not going to tell you about it. So if you blow it up, then you get it, have to get it repaired. I'm telling you right up front, things exist with every engine, no matter what. There's going to be an issue. There's crazy designs out there. GM did some crazy stuff because of the CAFE standards with the V8s that went to 4-cylinder mode. And I'm telling you it was an issue. I'm telling you up front that you as a consumer need to have the ability to think for yourself, to buy what you want for yourself. And I would really hope that everyone takes this to heart, that you don't have to be bullied by these big businesses. Now, Amsoil's not a big business. We only have like 5% of the entire market share, which is basically nothing. But we know we make the best product. We have our own dyno lab. We test everything in-house. Then we have it tested again by somebody else. To make any product, they spend about $2 million in R&D. So, this is 530 here. To make the 020 or the 520, it's another $1 million or $2 million in R&D that they do. They test it in engines. They try to blow them up. I personally try to blow up my own vehicles, so I know that you guys are doing it, doing the right stuff. I have over 25,000 miles on oil that's not supposed to go over 25,000. I mean, 25,000 in the first place is ridiculous, but I went over that. just because I want to make sure I am giving you the best product available, and that Amsoil is giving you the best that they can and the best service you can get. So I just want you guys to understand that no matter what happens with the GM Dexos, LSPI issues, all this stuff, I have your back, because I'm trying to find out exactly everything that's going on in the industry. And I want you guys to know that the GM Dexos labeling, if you ask me, was the biggest way for big businesses to get into your pocket even more. So whatever you guys think about it, you can like this video, you can thumbs down this video, share it, say, hey guys, look at this crazy person, to all your buddies. I personally don't care. This is the way that I feel that GM has taken control of the industry and used their strength to muscle everybody around. And personally, I don't like it. But I just want you to know that if you have a GM vehicle and if you want the best products and the best service from me, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you no matter what. And I hope you guys take care, and I hope you do shop small for every day of the year, not just shop small Saturday. So if there's anything else I can do, leave a comment below, let me know, and please visit PittsburghOil.com if you liked what I had to say here, and just get a free catalog. It'll say right on the website, click here to get a free catalog. Just get a free catalog. I'm not asking you to buy anything. You don't have to. I want you to know that I'm here learning the industry for you guys, the ins and outs, the truths, the ups and downs, no matter what. I'm here for it. I'm here to help you, and it would really make me feel loved if you got a free catalog from me. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video, hopefully when it's warmer.